Lorna, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And we're going to start off, I think, with the New York Times.
The New York Times has this headline about Obama putting his stamp on a strategy for a leaner military. That means downsizing to a smaller ground force and refocusing on a more agile force across the Middle East, Asia and the Pacific. There you can see that headline, Obama puts his stamp on strategy for a leaner military. Now, Obama on Thursday said, our military will be leaner, Lorna, but the world must know that the US is still going to be number one militarily.
Okay, and the Christian Science Monitor has been talking about this.
Well, look at this. The Christian Science Monitor has a photo almost identical to that New York Times piece. There, leaner military again, but the paper's asking, is it weaker military? Obama must tread the tricky line. Now, the Christian Science Monitor says in the election tussle with the Republicans, there'll be accusations that, in fact, by introducing cuts, he'll be laying America open to threat. Now, the paper reports that Obama said the forthcoming defense budget will still be larger than it was towards the end of the Bush administration.
Okay, well, we're going to stick with military issues now, but perhaps move away from the US a little bit, because you've seen a piece about the current standoff with Iran.
Well, still concerning the US, of course, and large parts of the West. Britain's Daily Telegraph on its website has a headline, Can Iran close down the oil lanes? Along with a photo of an Iranian soldier there during this week's military exercises in the Strait of Hormuz. The caption on that photo says, looking for trouble. Now, the Daily Telegraph is arguing the Ayatollahs, for all their nuclear ambitions, know they'll never be able to match America's military might. So a threat to close the Hormuz Straits wages the battle on the economic front, and through the Hormuz Strait, 17 million barrels of oil pass each day, Lorna.
Okay, so this sort of power play could be pretty vital to all countries in the Gulf, and indeed quite important for us here in the West. You've been looking at the Gulf News. They've got a comment piece entitled War with Iran, Not Serious Option for the US or Israel.
Well, the writer of that piece, Patrick Searle, a Middle East expert, says, well, we're not heading for a major clash here. He argues that Obama appears to have quietly chosen to opt for a policy of containment and deterrence. The problem for him is that since he has no wish to be accused of being weak on Israel in an election year, that policy hasn't been made public. Now, you can see there the photo, the picture, the graphic of Uncle Sam and slightly larger, an Israeli general. Now, that's because, according to this article, Israeli generals are at odds with Netanyahu over Iran. They believe an attack would only set back Iran's nuclear program for a year or two and might well drive Iran to go all out for nuclear weapons. So that's an insight into what could be the mindset of the Israelis there.
Indeed, very interesting. We're going to move now to Asia and Burma in particular, because, of course, the British Foreign Secretary William Hague making an historic visit there. And one paper marking that by saying that Aung San Suu Kyi, the pro-democracy leader, could rule Burma one day.
Well, the Burmese authorities have only ever lied, as far as I can see. But here, look at this in the Irish Times. Its correspondent in Rangoon, Jason Burke, is there giving a headline. Presidential advisor says Aung San Suu Kyi can rule Burma one day. I don't think we'd ever see that headline. There you are. Further down in that piece, though, there is a statement that many Burma observers are still saying the regime's commitment to real democratization has to be doubted. In a sign of the changing times in Rangoon, also known as Yangon, look at this on the Financial Times. It's leading, hurry, hurry to the new wild west of Yangon. Korean, Russian, Chinese and Japanese businessmen are piling in there. It warns of caution, though. There have been too many false dawns in that country. That's what that paper's saying.
Indeed. Well, we will wait and see what happens with that. And just finally to finish, old age is 45, or at least that's when you start forgetting things, apparently. Tell us more.
Well, I've forgotten already. Anyway.
Remember long enough for this press review.
I'll fumble my way through this. Anyway, that story there is based on research in the UK and France, and basically, apparently, it's 45, not 60 when your brain goes soft. And the Daily Mail cartoon has a picture of a wife at a breakfast table moaning to her husband saying, you forgot our wedding anniversary when you were 32, meaning that forgetting something is actually not perhaps age-based.
Indeed. The battle of the sexes, completely eternal. Thank you very much indeed, Nicholas, for that look at all today's international newspapers. Well, it's time now